I am Polygroid and you are learning at impolygroid channel. Enjoy and have a great time.
Is that her? The incomparable. Who captured the prince's eye? A mere wisp of a young lady. And a commoner at that. Everyone seems to have quite an opinion. How long do you think it will be before Her Majesty arrives? I may very well faint from hunger. Mamma. We are at court. No one is looking at me, dearest. Mamma. That's quite delicious. My darling, you seem a little strained. You have been that way for the past few days. I have much on my mind. You do, indeed. Her Majesty Queen Charlotte. And her esteemed nephew, Prince Friedrich of Prussia. Miss Bridgerton, I find myself in raptures over your acceptance of my invitation to the palace. You flatter me, Your Highness. I cannot help it. You are perfection itself. Offer her your gift. I have brought you a gift. Miss Bridgerton, are you unwell? I am perfectly well. Of course. This necklace is quite well too. She will make a lovely princess. Will she not? Of course, Your Majesty. In a town filled with ambitious mammas and fortune-hunting gentlemen, marrying above one's station is an art form, indeed. But Miss Daphne Bridgerton's advance from future duchess to possible princess is an achievement that even this jaded author must applaud. Is it true? Am I to be the sister of a princess? Calm yourself. I am not yet engaged to the prince. Will you have to wear a crown? Perhaps for special occasions. But only if I should marry the prince. Will you have to learn Prussian? It is German. And perhaps, but only if I should marry the prince. Will you have to move to a castle far, far away? Should you not be off somewhere with your governess? I should. My governess has the very same questions as me. Though this author cannot dismiss the Duke of Hastings quite so soon. He may have let the diamond slip through his fingers for now. But I shall wager he is not a man to ever hide from a fight. Does that sack of grain have a German accent? Or is it my imagination? Remind me, Will. Are you participating in a boxing exhibition today? Or is it a comedy exhibition? I was afraid you had forgotten. I had not. Although I am afraid you will have to soldier on without your greatest admirer present. This afternoon, Alice will be present. I am leaving England. My business is concluded. Will's is not. This will be the biggest match of my career. I am not favored to win it. Will. Your smart friends know. You frequent my saloon. Who will wager on me? If you are not present. I don't have any friends. How about after the Irishman today, Will? You pummel the piss out of his grace's self-pity. I have never asked a favor. But I implore you not to miss this match. His Grace would like to miss the chance of seeing the Bridgerton girl on the arm of a prince. Perhaps you're right. Both of you understand. I am just here, do you? I am not nearly as devoted as the two of you, along with Lady Whistledown, would like to believe. The only thing we are devoted to is putting food in our children's mouths. Perhaps you'd like to dig a little deeper today, Your Grace, and help us fatten. The match organizes purses as well as ours. What? You don't love me for my subtlety. Her needlework is divine. And, of course, she sings. And plays the pianoforte very prettily. Show me a smile, girl. I beg your pardon. Your teeth, I want to see them. Is she simple-minded? Goodness, no. Oh, you are droll. Miss Thompson, show Lord Rutledge your lovely smile. Miss Thompson. Tell a lot from a person's mouth. Soldier's teeth. Taken from the battlefield. Cost a pretty penny, let me tell you. I shall try her out in company. See how she acquits herself. Of course. We will be attending the Trowbridge Ball. This evening, naturally. Oh, very well. Good day, Featherington. Rutledge. You cannot be serious. How dare you conduct yourself in such brazen manner? Do you see now what I must endure daily? I have had suitors calling on me every morning this week. If you think I'm going to marry that vile old, those suitors are courting you, my dear. That could take weeks, months. Even if a miracle occurred, and one of them married you tomorrow. How do you imagine they would react 6 months hence, when that whelp of yours pops out, looking the picture of health? Lord Rutledge is in want of an heir. He will not ask questions. She pushed me. No, she pushed me. Hush, both of you. My nerves. Marina. Would you like me to stay in? Kindly remind me, my lord, why we cannot simply send Miss Thompson back to her father in the country. The matter is not for discussion. A gentleman caller. Mr. Albion Finch. Good day. Daisies always trouble my nose. Miss Thompson is not receiving visitors. Mr. Finch. That is quite all right. I am here to call on Miss Featherington. Miss Philippa Featherington. Thank you, sir. I have never understood the fashion for feathers in the hair. Why would a woman want to draw notice to the fact that she is like a bird, squawking for a man's attention in some bizarre ritual? Then why are we looking? Because I would rather do anything than stay a moment longer in that house, while everyone flutters around Daphne, cooing over her prospects. Is the prince still courting? I imagine. You cannot wait for the engagement. Pen, once they are engaged, I shall be next in line. If anything, I hope Daphne stays on the shelf forever. She must marry eventually. Why must our only options be to squawk and settle, or to never leave the nest? What if I want to fly? You know who is flying? Lady Whistledown. She is up in the sky. A brilliant woman of business, who fools the entire ton, whilst pocketing their money. Imagine the life she must lead. Independence. She is not simpering on the edge of a ballroom every night, praying a man might take a fancy and leg shackle her into marriage. That is quite the life you have imagined for her. We must meet her, so that she might share her secrets on how to avoid such a wretched, uninteresting fate. Lady Whistledown's identity is quite protected. Are we not the two most clever girls in the ton? If anyone can find her, it is us, I think. If I could get out of any of the week's events to help you, I would. Pretend an illness. Tell your mother you caught whatever Marina had. How is she, by the way? Ah, recovering. But it would be cruel of me not to be by her side when she comes back out. I shall cheer you on. In your endeavors, though. This one. I shall need a new quill. To make my list of suspects. Ooh. Thank you. Come on, then. Is it Mondrick or Gillespie? Thank you, sir. If Mama knew I were here, of all places. Trust she would have more to say to me than you. There's your prince now. With your fancy well in hand. I shall make myself scarce. For the final blow. Miss Bridgerton, I am delighted to see you here today, though surprised. Though I asked your brother to bring you, so we could spend some time together. I admit I did not hold much hope. Most ladies I have met cannot seem to reconcile their delicate sensibilities with the brutality of fights. You must have no sisters, Your Highness. If you think most women delicate and mild. A trip to the modiste during a silk shortage would disabuse you of such notions for good. I suppose I have much to learn, then. I would appreciate your expert tutelage. If you would join me. Miss Bridgerton. Of course. I would be delighted. Tell us, Mr. Mondrick, is it true? You've been training with the Duke. Let us not exaggerate my role. I am a mere pupil. Target practice, at best. His Grace is modest. He's one of the least pitiful students I have ever trained. You do well following his lead. And wagering on me today. Is that not right, Hastings? Hastings? Of course. Our underdog, Mr. Mondrick, shall emerge victorious. I, for one, have 40 shillings on Mr. Gillespie. After all, he is the prince's man. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The match is to begin. Watch him. Fear not. My man is made of sterner stuff. Yes, again. Come on, Mondrick. Watch your feet. You must tell me, Your Highness. Do you miss your homeland? I have never been to Prussia, but I have read of its beauty. It has attractions, to be sure. That said, I attended school here in England, and I have often thought, there is no better place to live, or to raise a family. Ah, forgive me if I am too forthright, but you have a great affinity for your family, do you not? I do. They are the dearest thing in the world to me. Are you close to yours? I grew up with many cousins running underfoot, and I believe I should like the same for my children one day. If my wife were amenable, of course. Come on, Billy. Go on, Mondrick. Focus, Mondrick. Get your wits about you. Go on, Gillespie. Plant a facer. Good man. Another. Go on, Mondrick. You guaranteed my money. Gentlemen. I assure you, on my good name. Each of you will receive your payments. I merely need 2 days to raise the blunt. What do you think, Bridgerton? This one more to your liking? Mr. Granville. Perhaps they should take it over to Somerset House, so it can be skied right next to mine. I believe I owe you an apology, sir. Unnecessary. I actually quite enjoy the eloquent stings of your critique. So, a touch morose for my tastes. A tragedy. The Hound deserved better. Where is yours? Your work. Are you to tell me? You're not an artist yourself. Well, I suppose sometimes I like to. Well, I mean, I almost. I believe, yes, and, thank you, are the words you seek. But either way, you should come by my studio. The pieces I do for myself are there. And I think you will find my real work far less, oh, how did you put it? Cold and lacking inner life. I shall never live that down, shall I? I hear you are to leave town tonight. You hear correctly. I misjudged you. I was never quite certain. But now it is clear your intentions with Daphne were honorable after all. She has found herself a prince. And you are going on your way. Perhaps one day the two of us will be able to laugh at all this. Perhaps. Are you to tell me you're sorry to see me go? We should not have to go that far, should we? Lord Bridgerton. Your Highness. I was told you would be here. Might we have a word? Certainly. Your brother took you where? He kept close watch the entire time, Mama. It does not matter. A boxing exhibition is no place for any young lady. Is it a place for a prince? Was he at today's match, sister? He certainly was. It is a loathsome and barbarous form of entertainment. What about the Duke? What about the Duke? Was he also present? I do not know. If the Duke was there, I did not see him. What are you writing? Nothing. You sit about writing nothing all day long. I am telling Francesca about what an officious little busybody you are. Mother. Daff. Did you truly take your sister to a boxing match? Your admonishment will have to wait. I have news. Prince Friedrich has asked for my permission to propose. So soon? Well, what did you tell him? That I know better than to answer for my sister. I have no objections to the man. People speak well of him. Whatever you decide, Daff, you shall have my support. You need not decide now. You have not known him long. Let me know when you have an answer, and I shall convey it. Indeed. It is quite a necklace. Do you like it? It is very beautiful. But do you like it? If you should have something to say, Mama, please say it. Well, I only wonder. If you wear that necklace at tonight's ball, what will the Duke think? Oh, Mama. Until you have decided to accept the prince's proposal, I simply think you should keep your mind open. Mama, I do not care what the Duke thinks. Besides, he will not even be at tonight's ball. What happened between the two of you? Nothing happened. He is leaving. I know my daughter. I know it was not nothing between you. You do not know. You do not know anything. Daphne, I know what I saw. What you saw was a lie. What? It was a lie. It was a ruse. The Duke and I, we were pretending. Also I could attract a suitor of a high enough rank. Also I could be that much more desirable. It was an agreement. It was an act, and it worked. We got what we wanted. You did, too. I now have a prince. You should be proud. What I wanted, dearest, was for you to have the best. Not in terms of rank, but love. And what I have seen between you and the Duke, it was not real, Mama. Everything you saw, none of it was real. Well, it is over now. I do not have to pretend any longer. I am sorry, Mama. I am so sorry. It is a beautiful necklace. I should like it very much. I would tell you it's been lovely spending all this time with you, Your Grace. But I tend to leave such sycophantic behavior for the rest of the ton. I shall miss you, too, Lady Danbury. Are you going to tell me where you will go? This time, that is. I am still considering, but it does not really matter, does it? I am sure you will abscond to some remote corner of the world and continue to do what you have always done. And what would that be? Take everything you have for granted. The young man I have always taken pride in raising. Well, I would have expected more. More discernment. More understanding, more appreciation. Lady Danbury, you allowed that young lady to slip through your fingers as if it were nothing. I understand that you believe such subjects as love and devotion, affection and attachment. You find it all trite and frivolous. But have you any idea those very things are precisely what have allowed a new day to begin to dawn in this society? Look at our Queen. Look at our King. Look at their marriage. Look at everything it is doing for us. Allowing us to become. We were two separate societies, divided by color, until a king fell in love with one of us. Love, Your Grace, conquers all. I believe that remains to be seen. The king may have chosen his queen. He may have elevated us from novelties in their eyes to now dukes and royalty. And at that same whim, he may just as easily change his mind. A mind, as we all know, that is hanging on by one very loose and tenuous thread. So, no, I am sorry, Lady Danbury. We are in disagreement here. Love changes nothing. My ship departs at 9:15. I will write to you from wherever I go. As we all know, there is nothing this author loves more than a scandal. And tonight's soirée promises more than its fair share, courtesy of the recently widowed Lady Trowbridge. Some may call her celebrations too provocative, and I would caution any young lady from getting caught up in the sensual nature of her fates. For one scandalous move between an unwed couple, a wayward touch, or heaven forbid, a kiss, would banish any young lady from society in a trail of ruin. Lord Rutledge, Miss Thompson, has spent all afternoon telling us how eager she is to converse with you. I don't need her conversation. I shall like to see how she spins. Mr. Finch. Pardon me, Miss Featherington. Oh, what a delectable frock. Almost the exact shade of double Gloucester your mother served at tea this afternoon. I so love cheese. As do I, Mr. Finch. Though, I must say, I do prefer a Stilton to a Cheddar. Perhaps we will have 2 weddings this season, my lord. Oh, I do doubt that. Daphne, you look beautiful, as always. Thank you, Cressida. You could have chosen anyone. You have gentlemen lined up to pay you tribute. Yet you did not hesitate to steal my chance for happiness away, did you? I knew the marriage market would make rivals of us. But I never thought you capable of being my enemy. The man made his choice, Cressida. What did you expect me to do? Miss Bridgerton, you look absolutely exquisite, as always. Thank you, Your Highness. I hope there's room on your dance card for the 2 of us. I believe there is. Jeffries. Your Grace. Why is this painting here? And not at Somerset House? Have you forgotten, sir? You requested it returned to you. An endeavor that was no small feat. To arrange, I might add. Mr. Bridgerton. Come in, come in. Thank you. I do not know what I was expecting. But it surely was not this. Oh, simply a gathering of like-minded souls. Here, let me show you what I've been working on. They speak of war abroad as if it will distract from inequities at home. They do not need a war to be distracted. Why, this whistledown's enough to turn their eyes from the needs of ordinary people. What do you think? It's a far cry from Somerset House, I must say. I shall take that as a compliment. And I must say, I'm truly jealous. Is this your life? There are advantages to being the second-born. Heirs have the responsibility. Second sons have the fun. So, why not go have some fun? Anthony. This is Miss Addington, the Earl of Lindsay's niece. Pleasure. There, you see. Quite the affair, Lady Trowbridge. You have such a striking taste. What a compliment, Lady Featherington. Especially from you, Philippa, should you not be on the dance floor with Mr. Finch? Dry your eyes. Such constant commotion. With this one, Mamma. Mr. Finch won't so much as meet my eye. Papa told him something, and now I loved him. Whatever did you say to Mr. Finch? He may not be a lord, but he's perfectly suitable. And Philippa has no other suitors. Then we shall wait until next season. With two others unwed. They can all wait until next season. As far as I'm concerned. Could you truly wish to embarrass me further tonight? I would advise against it. What are you doing in my room? Mamma asked me to retrieve the latest copy of Lady Whistledown. She wanted to count how many times Daphne and Prince Friedrich had been mentioned. The Viscountess is at the Trowbridge ball. She did not seem particularly pleased about Prince Friedrich. Why do you have them? All of these Whistledowns? Must I explain myself to you? Yes. You must. After all, I am a Bridgerton. So therefore your mistress. I wiped your bottom when you were in leading strings. And I do not appreciate your tone. I asked you once, and I ask again. What are you doing in my room, Eloise? Thinking perhaps you are Lady Whistledown. Or, if not you, then perhaps another servant type. Are you not meant to be the smart one? I beg your pardon. You believe a servant would ever have the time to be Lady Whistledown? With all the work we must do. You believe I would be working for you if I had all the money Whistledown does? It hurts. Get out. Our host looks a bit fussy. Do you think if he goes to bed, we all have to leave? It's lucky the lady produced an heir before the old Earl croaked, no. Lucky, indeed. But do you not think the boy bears a passing resemblance to Lady Trowbridge's footman, Penelope? What a barb. I've tried to get in front of Miss Thompson all night. Surely she cannot be interested in Lord Rutledge, can she? I think the only thing Miss Thompson is interested in is a swift rescue, indeed. I believe you are right. Oh, Colin, I did not mean another. I do believe a third dance would be considered improper, my lord. You need not continue to prove your virtue to me, my girl. There are other things a man looks for in a wife. Miss Thompson. A dance? Are you well recovered, Miss Thompson? Oh, yes. I was quite ill. And what a suspicious illness you came down with. It seems to have manifested as a walking spittle factory with very large teeth. Am I the only one who can see it? Alas, I can as well. But spin me away, and perhaps I shall recover. They appear to be enjoying themselves. Yes. My brother Colin certainly knows how to make things memorable. Well, perhaps I may do the same. I know we've only known each other a short time, Miss Bridgerton. But from the moment I laid eyes on you, there you are. Here I am, Your Highness. As I was saying, some in Prussia believe I have run away. But the truth is I left to find someone to start a life with, to have a family with. And so I find myself left with one question to ask. Miss Bridgerton, I need a moment to refresh myself, Your Highness. Miss Bridgerton, are you yet engaged? You must set me up with one of those brothers I hear the prince has. Do watch where you are flying, Angel. Miss Bridgerton. What are you doing here? I thought you were leaving London. I was. I am. I came to say goodbye. To whom? To you. Your goodbye is wholly unnecessary. We are not friends. We never were friends. As you made abundantly clear. And I am sorry for that. Please, do not apologize. I shall not be led once more by you from this direction to that. You are my friend. You are not my friend. You are a rake. You are not a rake. You are sorry. I am sorry. That is very well. But you should know that your apology has absolutely no effect on my life. Nor does your leaving London. I am marrying the prince. I shall be very happy, indeed. Will you be happy? Why would I not be? Prince Friedrich is kind and adoring, and he knows what he wants. He is a good man, and he will make a wonderful father. And so you truly believe him the best man for you? How dare you question my choices? They are my choices to make, not yours. I do not question your choice to rake across the continent, forlorn and alone. I do not have to explain myself to you. I do not owe you anything. He is perfect for me. I am going to be princess. Are you going to say anything? Well, then, leave. Very well. Miss Bridgerton. Miss Bridgerton. Miss Bridgerton. Come back to the party. Stop walking. Stop following me. It is not safe out here. I forbid you to go any further. You cannot tell me what to do. Daphne. Will you not listen? My most sincere apologies. Oh. Bastard. Anthony. You will marry her. What? Immediately. We can only hope. No one saw you take such liberties. And my sister is saved further mortification. You will marry her. Brother. I cannot marry her. You have defiled her innocence. And now you refuse her hand. I knew you were a rake, Hastings. Never thought a villain. I cannot marry her. Then you leave me no choice. I must demand satisfaction. A duel? Anthony, you cannot. He dishonors you, sister. He dishonors you and me. And the very Bridgerton name. I have misjudged you, indeed. You have duped us both. But I shall not see my sister pay for my own misdeeds. We will settle this as gentlemen. I understand. I shall see you at dawn. I do not understand. You would rather die than marry me. I am truly sorry. We need to go, Daff. Before anyone should see us. Champagne. It sounds like sham and pain. It is quite amusing, really. Our sister has a headache. I am taking her home. See to mother, will you? Daphne, you look unwell. Did you catch a chill in the garden? You have great potential. It's nothing. Though. For such a staunch critic of others. You certainly lack a clear eye for your own work. It's the lines. Not what they're supposed to be. Take the compliment, Bridgerton. There is no expectation or judgment here. You left all of that back in Mayfair. You can feel free to be yourself here. If that's what you should like. It's what works for me, at least. And I haven't been dissatisfied with my lines in, well, quite some time. Well, I've done worse, I suppose, really. Fair enough. I seem to have enjoyed myself too much this evening. I should be on my way. As you wish. But know you are welcome back any time. For practice or even conversation. I'll see you out. I knew something was amiss when he insisted we keep Miss Thompson. But did I quarrel with him? No. I did what I was told, I did my best. But getting rid of my dear Philippa's one and only suitor. Under no circumstances. Intolerable man. Guard the door. What exactly are you hoping to find, Mom? I shan't know that, Mrs. Varley, until I find it. Pen, he is kind and funny. And a surprisingly accomplished dancer. And, well, I'm sure you've seen him with the small Bridgertons. He will be a wonderful father. Surely, though. Colin is a tad young for marriage. You do need someone who will propose soon. But that is why Mr. Bridgerton is so perfect. Did you see the way he rescued me tonight? He's not like the other young men who play games and guard their affections. He is eager. Pen, I believe he will propose soon. I shan't have to marry Rutledge. Oh, I am sorry. Am I keeping you awake with all this talk? Yes, I do feel sleep coming over me. But, Pen, the best part is when we wed. I'll be able to stay in town. And since you and Eloise are so close, we will all practically be sisters. Imagine that. I have a theory. Eloise, it is quite late. A good theory about Lady Whistledown. I thought she had to be a servant. But I was wrong, quite wrong. Because who truly has the time and means to be that remarkable? Who would be invited to all of the parties? Able to hear things unnoticed by others? Perhaps we can discuss it tomorrow. Lady Whistledown is someone free and unencumbered by society. She is a single woman of means. Better yet, she is a widow who would be invited to all of the events, but not paid any attention while you were at the ball. Eloise, I do not care. People have real problems. Mature problems. Problems that have nothing to do with the secret identity of some silly writer. And you are so mature now. Well, I am of age. I am out in society. Therefore, I have more important, mature things to worry about. Like what? Like marriage. You do not care about marriage. What if I do? I cannot expect you to understand. Not everyone can be a pretty Bridgerton. Eloise, I did not. Eloise, wait. Thank you, Humboldt. No need to send anyone up. I want you to know. I am not angry with you. I do not blame you for what transpired. Do not treat me like a child. I did this. He took advantage of you. No less than I took liberties with him. You do not understand. I should have protected you better. I knew his true nature from the start. You think that just because I am a woman, I am incapable of making my own choices. Is that it, brother? Do you even care that Simon has dishonored me, as you say? Or is it your own male pride that you seek to satisfy? You are to go on up to bed. You cannot duel him. It is illegal, to name but one reason. You could both be arrested, let alone killed. There must be another way. What would you have me do? I do not take this decision lightly. But this is the way things are handled amongst gentlemen. If this were to become known, I could live with that. What I could not live with is the Duke's death on my hands. Nor yours, however tempting that may be at this very moment. It is more than just your honor at stake. It is your sister's, too. The entire family name. It has been decided. Oh, this is madness. What is it? You and I need to talk. Daphne, bed. I will need you to stand as my second. What if you get yourself killed? Then the title and estates will pass to you. And if you kill Hastings, I shall have to leave the country. You'll be head of the family. In every way that matters. Of course not. You are clearly sober. And I'm sober enough to know when you're being impertinent. Good night, dear. Good night, mother. Come here. Good God. Did someone die? What are you doing? I find myself in rather desperate need of a drink. And this was the only place you could find one. Are you not supposed to be on a ship by now? Change of plans. For brandy this good, you need to actually tell me what is going on. I am to meet Anthony Bridgerton at dawn. Whatever the insult, apologize. And he will surely be a forgiving man. Not when it comes to his sister. Exactly how insulted was she? I shall need another. If I am to be your second. I cannot let you. You cannot stop me. I believe you may have strayed too far from home tonight. Sienna, please. We cannot be together. I know that now. This world shall not permit it. But what if we were to find ourselves in another situation? At a place where you and I might be accepted, with none of the shame nor recriminations that this society grants us. Would you have me then? You talk in dreams, my lord. And yet you deprive me the luxury of sleep. I duel at dawn. An affair of honor. If I live to see sunrise, I am free. Free of society, free of these rules. The very ones that keep us apart. We could go together. Away from all this, Sienna. My apologies. I've taxed your patience. For the last time. W.H. What are you doing in here? Hush. I found your ledgers. Hidden under old newspapers, no less. I know of every transaction. Every financial account. Why? You do not know. I know. Everything. I know about your gambling. I know about your debts. I know that you have spent all our money. I shall not. Including our girls' dowries. Is that not why you rejected that perfectly acceptable Mr. Finch? For our dear Philippa. Is it not why we continue to keep Miss Thompson in our home? You owe her father too. So the question certainly is not what I know. The question is, what are you going to do about it? My lord, my lord. Archibald. I have failed you. I have failed our daughters. I do not know what to do. Portia. I don't know what to do. Where have they gone? Daff. Tell me where this duel takes place. Why would I do that? So that I may prevent it from happening. Hastings has done you a grave dishonor. Surely you wish to see him pay. Not with his life. It will not come to that. The Duke will remember his honor. Once he finds himself on the deadly end of a pistol. And if he does not, they will both do the gentlemanly thing and fire their pistols wide. Allow him to bring this ugly business to a conclusion themselves. Do you know how many times I have heard that said, to leave the men to their business, and to not concern myself with such weighty affairs, whose affairs are my future, my family. Antony is too angry to fire wide, and Simon is too stubborn to yield. You did not see them in that garden. No, I did not. And neither did anyone else. You should be happy that no one saw anything. Daphne, you look unwell. Did you catch a chill in the garden? Only, someone did see. Cressida Cooper. Colin, you must tell me. Where have they gone? Doctor, I appreciate your attendance and discretion. You have my blunt. Very well. Try not to go dying while I am present. If the goal is merely to wound, where should my brother aim? You think you have the skill to guide the path of a moving bullet? Then you're either a fool or the king's finest marksman. Which is it? I have one last matter to discuss with you. You have already provided ample instruction. Contact the solicitor and safeguard our sisters' dowries. An additional task. In the top drawer of my desk, you shall find the name of a lady. If I die, you must ensure she is provided for. Do you swear? Benedict, do. I swear. Brother. That is all. Is there anything you need from me? My affairs are in order. For what it is worth, I am sorry. Your apology is worth nothing to me. Ready, ready. Stop. Daphne. Sister, sister. Stand aside. Oh, good God. Are you hurt? Tell me. I am perfectly well. No thanks to you idiots. What are you playing at? Says the man who just shot at me. You rode into the middle of a duel. I require a moment with the Duke. Daphne. I require a moment with the Duke. Make it brief. You should not have come. My mind's not changed. It must. If not for your sake, then mine. Simon, we were seen. Cressida Cooper witnessed us in the garden. She knows. It is not merely your own life that hangs in the balance now. If you do not marry me, I shall be ruined. Daphne, I cannot. Did you not hear me? Someone knows what we have done. Someone who will surely talk. What possible reason could you have to condemn me to shame and reproach? Do you truly hold me in such low regard? It is because I regard you so highly that I cannot marry you. I know you do not love me, but I never thought you could despise me so. Daphne, you must know, if we were to wed, I can never give you children. It is your dream to be a mother. Is it not? To have a household full of love and laughter, like the one you have known all your life. You deserve nothing less. You deserve everything your heart desires. But I cannot provide it for you. Nor could I ever ask such a sacrifice. Please, Daphne, for your own sake, you must stand aside and let your brother finish this. We must resume before someone should find us. There will be no need to resume. The Duke and I are to be married.